What's up guys, MLT Tricks here, and in today's video I'm going to be performing and then teaching you this card trick that David Blaine did on the Jimmy Fallon show about a year ago. And if you have seen that video, David Blaine basically did 3 card tricks, and the first 2 are actually quite hard to reveal because they rely on a lot of speculation for how he did the trick, and the video really doesn't provide enough evidence for how he actually executed those first 2 tricks. But the third trick, however, I was able to figure out how he did it. It's not too difficult of a trick, but it has a really powerful effects, and that's what I'm going to be doing in today's video. I'm going to be performing it first and then teaching you guys how to do it so you can perform it yourselves. And if you're already here to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more magic content just like this. And now let's get right into this performance. So I'm going to leave the link in the description to David Blaine's performance on the Jimmy Fallon show if you guys want to see David Blaine actually perform these card tricks. But regardless, this is what the performance is going to look like for David Blaine's third and final trick that he did. So he started off by explaining to the hip hop group Roots and Jimmy Fallon what he was going to be doing with this deck of cards. So I basically started off by just dealing down 10 cards from the top of the deck. So he went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then at this point, what David Blaine did was he had one of the Roots members basically recount the cards here just to make sure that David Blaine, didn't do anything suspicious when he counted down the 10 cards. So he had the Roots member count the cards just like this. So he went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, just like this. So we do in fact here have 10 cards, nothing suspicious that David Blaine did when he was first counting those 10 cards. So we had one of the guys from Roots take these cards here, put them in his jacket and hold them to his chest, and just to mimic that, I'm going to take the card box here and place them over the cards like this, so there's no way I can get to those 10 cards throughout this trick. And now at this point, what David Blaine did was he had Jimmy Fallon make a selection from the deck here. And what he did was he just gave the cards a couple of shuffles and had Jimmy Fallon just say stop anywhere he wanted to as he was kind of dropping down the cards like this. So let's just say Jimmy says stop right here, completely free spot, and in this case we have a 3 here, and the suit is not important but rather just the value. So this 3 means that David Blaine had to get 3 cards to transport from this deck into the 10 cards that the Roots member was holding to his chest, therefore making a total of 13 cards. So David Blaine had the guy take the cards from his chest, and this is all happening in his hand. He then had him count these cards here onto the table just like this. So he went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. And sure enough, David Blaine actually got 3 cards to transport from this deck into this pile here. And if you guys have seen the video, David Blaine actually did another part of this trick where he made another 7 cards teleport into this packet. But unfortunately, with this camera angle I have here, you guys would obviously be able to see how I do that part of the trick. But don't worry, I'm going to be explaining how David Blaine pulled off that part where he got another 7 cards to transport into this pile in the tutorial. So make sure you guys stick around for the tutorial. And anyways, here is how you guys are going to be able to perform this trick. Okay, so the good thing about this trick is that it is quite easy to perform, and it will honestly completely confuse your spectator. And all you need for this trick is a deck of cards, and there's a very small setup, and that setup is you're going to take one of the valued 3 cards from the deck. In this case, it just shows the 3 of clubs, does not matter, and you're just going to place this in the 14th position from the top of the deck. And in this case, I already counted it out. It's going to be between the 10 of hearts and the ace of diamonds here. 14th position from the top. That's a really small setup. You're just going to place that 3, 14th position from the top, and you are ready to go. So what I'm going to be doing right now is explaining how you get 3 cards to teleport from the deck into the spectator's packet of cards. That's what I'm going to be doing a tutorial for right now. Then after that, if you guys want to take this trick a step further, you can do what David Blaine did by getting more cards to transport from the deck into the spectator's pack. But regardless, right now I'm just going to be doing explaining what I did in the performance. So you're going to start off by going up to your spectator, just giving the cards some false cuts because you need to keep those 14 cards at the top of the deck. Any false cuts you want, does not matter, just make it appear to your spectator you're getting the deck mixed up. And now at this point, what you are going to do is tell your spectator you're going to deal down 10 cards from the top of the deck. So you're going to do exactly what you say. You're just going to deal down 10 cards like so. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now at this point, you are going to need to do a little bit of misdirection here because you need to get a pinky break above the top 3 cards from the deck. It's really easy. You're just going to tell your spectator that they were going to recount the cards. Kind of as you're doing that, just spread out the cards like this. really casually. And then when you go back to square them up, just get a small pinky break like this above those top 3 cards. Just kind of make it discreet like this. So you have that pinky break above the top 3 cards, and you're going to take the 10 cards you just dealt down, you're going to turn them face up. Once again, this is just all going to be in one fluid motion. You're just going to make it casual as possible. You're going to turn those cards face up above the pinky break. Then you're going to tell your spectator they are going to recount the cards. And what you've done there is you basically just stole those 3 cards. So now you have a pack of 13 cards here, and your spectator thinks you have 10. So what you're going to do is you're going to basically explain to your spectator and demonstrate what they are going to do. So this is going to be in your hands right now. You're just going to say, okay, this is how you're going to count the cards. You're just going to count them and bring them to the bottom like this. So at this point, you can give the deck to your spectator, so they'll count it themselves.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
The really cool thing here is that these top 3 face down cards, these are the 3 cards you stole from the deck, but since they are face down now, it makes it appear they were a part of the original 10 cards. So your spectator now will think there's still 10 cards in here, but in reality you have 13. And the reason being David Blaine chose a value of 3 cards to teleport from this pack into this pack is because if you have more than 3 cards, I'd say a maximum of 5 is what you want, because your spectator will immediately know a greater thickness in the cards, and they might get suspicious. So I'd say 3 cards is perfect for this trick, because your spectator really won't notice a difference in thickness of this packet of cards here. So at this point, your spectator thinks they have 10 cards. You're going to tell them just to lift the cards up to their chest, or really put it in their pocket, whatever they want to. Just make sure they know you cannot get to these cards. So you just say the cards are in their pocket. I'll use the card box again. At this point, there is 13 cards here, and from here now you should have that 3 on top of the deck, because that was in the 14th position from the top, and now it is at the top of the deck. And at this point, all you need to do is just force this card onto your spectator. You can really do any method you want. I believe what David Blaine did in his performance on Jimmy Fallon is that he kind of swing cutted the cards like this. He had a break separating the 2 halves, and he kind of took this break, transferred it into his other hand, and he just kind of riffled cards. He's dropped cards like this, and wherever Jimmy said stop, it wouldn't really matter, because he would end on that break, and boom, you have the 3 here. That might be a little bit challenging, I think, and it's kind of a risky move. Obviously, David Blaine is a professional, so he can perfect that move, but what I would suggest you guys do, so once again, you have the 3 on top of the deck here. You just do the slip force. I'll leave a link on the screen right now for the tutorial on that if you guys don't know what it is. But it's really easy force. So you have your 3 fingers here, applying pressure on this top card. You're riffling with your thumb. Your spectators to stop anywhere they want to. And you're just sliding off that top card like this. And right here, you've just forced the 3 onto your spectator. So you're going to say, okay, you could have chosen any card from the deck, and you're going to explain to your spectator that the value is really important, not the suit. So you're going to basically explain this 3 means that you need to get 3 cards to teleport from this pack now into the cards that they are holding. You can just kind of make any motion. You can just go like this. I believe this is what David Blaine did in his performance. He just did this 3 times. Make it a little bit believable, kind of do an acting job there. You're going to tell your spectator to take the cards out of their pocket or from their chest, wherever they had them, and they will recount the cards, and they will see that there's now 13 cards in this pack. So that is really how you do the teleportation part, where you get 3 cards to transport from this deck into the cards that your spectator is holding. That will honestly completely confuse your spectator. This has a really, really powerful effect, trust me, guys. And good thing, as you guys saw, it's really not that hard to perform. And what I'm going to be doing right now is explaining how you can really add on to this trick, take it to the next level by even getting more cards to teleport into this packet. So let's do that right now. Alright guys, so I just got done editing the second part of this tutorial, where you can basically take this trick to the next level by having more cards transport into the spectator's packet. And if I make that a part of this video, the whole video will be like 17 minutes, and I think that's too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post that tutorial the day after I post this video. And if you guys are watching this right now, by the time that video is already up, I will leave a link on the screen right now for that. So I definitely recommend you guys go check out that tutorial, where you can transport more cards into the spectator's packet. It's really cool, and it will make them even more confused than they are already. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to give a quick run through one more time of how you can perform this trick by transporting 3 cards. So once again, you have that 3 in the 14th position from the top of the deck. It's all on the top here. Do some false cuts, false shuffles, keep the cards at the top. So you start off by dealing down your 10 cards. I'm going to go through this quickly here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You discreetly get your pinky break above the top 3 cards on the deck. You take the 10, you place them face up above the pinky break. You take off all the cards. Now you have a total total of 13. You give the pack to your spectator to recheck the 10 cards. You have them deal down the cards like this by bringing cards to the bottom of the pack. Once they do that, they will count 10, but in reality now you have 13 in this packet. You tell them to place these cards in their pockets, and then at this point you're going to have the 3 on top of the deck. You do your slip force, any force you want to force that 3 onto them. You're going to tell them, okay, you chose a 3. That means I'm going to get 3 cards to teleport from this pack into these 10 cards you have here to make a total of 13. Once your spectator counts them out, they will have a total of 13 cards just like this. And that is how you guys are going to be able to do this trick. Not too difficult, quite easy to perform. And that is basically going to do it for this video. Make sure to check out the other video that I posted about explaining the second part of this tutorial where you can get even more cards to teleport. It's really cool. And that's going to do it for this video. Once again, if you are new here to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more magic content like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace out.